Well, certainly the defense has called yet again another medical expert to testify on Reeva Steenkamp's gastric emptying. That's the process of the food moving from the stomach to the smaller intestine, really disputing the state's claims that Reeva Steenkamp had ate her last meal 2 hours before she was shot and killed by the athlete on Valentine's Day last year. Now, what she's saying basically is that this science of actually determining the cause of death using the stomach contact is not accurate, and that it's not an exact science, saying that there are a number of factors that come into play here that really delay this process of the food leaving the stomach to go to the small intestine, arguing that some of these factors might have caused the food to actually delay in the case of Reeva Steenkamp. Now, some of the factors that she did speak about is the fact that it depends on the type of food that is eaten before death, as well as the exercise, emotional state, as well as sleep, and whether there was prescription medication that was used by the person in question, saying that it's purely speculative to suggest that Reeva Steenkamp could have eaten at 1 a.m. that morning, saying that it's not exact and accurate to say that she did indeed eat that. But the state is arguing, of course, that most medical experts agree that stomach emptying happens in a period of 4 to 6 hours, and therefore it means that Reeva Steenkamp could have eaten hours shortly before her death, and therefore disputing that claim that in fact she did not eat her last meal 2 hours before she died. We also saw another witness taking the stand, and that being a social worker, Yvette van Schalkwyk. Now, Yvette van Schalkwyk spent some time with Pistorius after his bail hearing last year. She in fact was there to assist him to deal with his emotion at the time. She's come on her own, volunteering before court to say that she wants to dispute claims that she's read about in newspapers that the athlete was putting on an act in court and not really being emotional, and that all that we saw, him crying there in court and retching, all of that was an act. She's saying that that is not true. She saw Pistorius and she studied him, and she knows in fact that he was a broken man. He was crying, he was emotional about what happened, even saying that Pistorius himself was saying that he missed Reeva Steenkamp dearly. But what the state found a problem with is the fact that Pistorius never took responsibility there to say to her that indeed he had killed Reeva Steenkamp and that he was sorry for killing Reeva Steenkamp. Again here, Nell trying to show that Pistorius did not want to take responsibility for killing Reeva Steenkamp. Now, just before you came to us, another third expert has now been called by the defense, and that is Tom Wilmerans, the ballistic expert. Now, Wilmerans has over 34 years experience in the field and has done over 10,000 cases in this. And now Wilmerans, what is going to testify really is to the fact that when Reeva Steenkamp was shot, she was not cowering behind the bathroom door, and also that the sequence of shots as claimed by the state is not accurate, because you remember that the state has claimed that Reeva Steenkamp was shot while cowering behind the bathroom door, and that it is the fourth bullet that hit on the head that killed her while she was sitting on the magazine, while she had fallen in a magazine rack. Now they are going to dispute these facts and argue that in fact the second, third and fourth bullets hit Reeva Steenkamp while she was falling on the floor, and that she didn't have time to really scream or make any noises from that.
Well, thank you very much for that update, Mangoba Mchunu, our reporter right down the road from where we are at the Pretoria High Court, giving us the latest on what's happening there.